We are proud to place this historical marker to show our respect and our admiration and our gratitude to those 27 graduates. Most of all, to inform the generations to come of what happened here and why it is important, lest we forget.
Take a journey of 72 years ago, almost 3/4 of a century, June 1950. Walker Grant High School had its largest graduating class of 27 students. The school didn't have space to accommodate the graduates and the many family members who wanted to attend. And this was going to be a really big celebration because this was also first-time graduates in many of the families. The senior class president, Mr. James Walker, and Dr. Richard Ellison, president of the Walker Grant PTA, with the support of Dr. Harris from the NAA, who's the president of the NAACP, and a gusty wind. Dr. Philip Wyatt of Shiloh Baptist Church Old Site approached the City Council requesting use of the Fredericksburg Community Center for the graduation. The City Council rejected the request, stating that the publicly funded community center was a white-only facility. Mr. James Walker appealed the decision with help from Dr. Wyatt. The City of Fredericksburg finally relented with the stipulation that no black person could enter the facility through the front door. The side door would be the only option for gaining admittance to the building. Once the stipulation was reported back to the graduating class, Mr. Walker is reported to have said they would rather get their diplomas on the sidewalk than to be forced to use the side entrance. As a result, Shiloh Baptist Church Old Site provided the location for the commencement exercises June 6, 1950. What should have been a time of celebration was turned into a day of protest. Led by Dr. Harris, the Walker Grant graduating class, dressed in caps and gowns, marched with their supporters to the community center. They gathered at the front door. They protested the treatment for not being allowed to use a publicly funded building because of the color of their skin. They carried signs that said, "This entrance closed to us." According to the Freelance Star newspaper reporter Taft Coghill, there were about 300 protesters that day in June 1950. According to my mother, Ms. Grace Sproul, the Fredericksburg City Police lined the street also. Close your eyes. Try to imagine that day while you're sitting here on this day. We will now take a moment of silence to reflect on the events, the sacrifices, and the courage of these 27 young black men and women 72 years ago on this spot where you are today. Thank you.
The history that we are acknowledging today is very important to recognize and respect the courage of those 27 young men and women who stood up for what is right and did so with grace, who in 1950 opposed an injustice and did so with great dignity. They had the strength of conscience to stand up and take action long before many others we're doing so. And in doing so, fulfilled Dr. King's yet-to-be-made statement that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
My mom was a graduate of Walker Grant, all my family. And to stand before you all today is an honor, a true honor. I don't take it lightly. There's an old saying that folks use a lot, when they pay homage to older folks and folks who have, paved the way. And it's, the comment about standing on the shoulders of, those folks. And the reality is, stand on your shoulders long enough, your back get tired. So what y'all supposed to do then? Right? So what I'm saying is, take folks like myself, take everybody under you, stand on our shoulders for a change. Mr. Holmes had so many conversations with me pulling up with that little blue Jeep. I think we're gonna put that Jeep in the museum around here. But just the fact that that an idea and a story, is why we're here today. And if you look around, this is what Fredericksburg looks like. This is what a community looks like. The fact that the city itself has taken the baton, the city has taken the baton to tell the story and the stories. So I will say, as a representative, as the vice mayor of the city of Fredericksburg, I cannot wait till the day that I'm standing on Shay Sproul's shoulders, right? Great grandson. I mean it. I cannot wait till that day, and when I'm looking back and I'm reflecting, and then these stories of African American history, the black story of the city of Fredericksburg, it will not be that story anymore. It won't be the black story. It'll be history. It'll be herstory. It'll be our story. I just made up 2 extra words. Yeah, that's what happened to Sox Richardson when you speak off your heart. Anything will come out. But the fact of the matter is, when we tell the story about our great city, that it's a story within itself, and it's a part of another story. So that story then moves out of the way, and now it's just the story. And I can't wait till the day when I get to see that. And for everybody here, the family members, and everybody who's representing, just to have Mr. Nolan and Mr. Williams here that's a blessing. It's a beautiful thing, because so many people went to their graves with that story, that same story from Miss Sproul, and the fact that we can recognize the story itself as a city, as your city. You cannot feel part. I don't care how long you've been here. You cannot feel part of your city until your city feels like it's a part of you. And this is your city just as well as anybody else's. And I'm happy. I'm happy about everything that's going on today. And like I said, when I stepped up here just now, like, man, I'm Lil Charlie, because everybody in this room called me Lil Charlie.